You ever get a ring stuck on your finger? Okay, just add a little bit of Windex to it and I promise you it'll come right off. Wow. If your coffee ever just tastes a little too bitter, add a pinch of salt. This shit is life-changing. If you're ever out of the house and you realize that your armpits just fucking stink but you don't have any deodorant on hand, try adding a little bit of hand sanitizer. Smell is caused by bacteria. This kills 99.9% of bacteria. Just don't make it a regular thing because your skin's sensitive. If you have a headache at the front of your head, you need more sleep. But if it's on the top right here, you need to eat more and drink more water. But if it's on the back here, you need to figure out whatever it is that's stressing you out so much and stop it. And if you're feeling it a lot at the front of your face, that's a sinus headache and you either need medicine or exercise. If it feels like you're wearing just a really tight headband, that's a tension headache and you need to get away from the phone screen and go take a hot shower. If all the pain is around one eye, this is called a cluster headache, and if you get these a lot, you should go see a doctor. And if one side of your head just really hurts, that's not a headache, it's a migraine. So I went to a concert with some friends this weekend and they just called me saying that they all tested positive for COVID. And I don't want COVID. I want to go home for Christmas. So you're gonna take a test with me. It sucks, man. I got the vaccine in June. I got COVID in August. I can't do this again. Oh, fuck that. All right, I've twisted it for a minute.
I don't know if blood is what you want to see on a COVID test.
It says I'm supposed to flick it now. And then it says to do 3 drops in here. Now I wait for 10 minutes. So I tested both nostrils, and if it was positive, there would be a blue line, but there's not, so I'm negative. But I'm gonna go get my booster shot now because that was terrifying. If you ever get a paper cut, okay, one, wait. Oh no. One.
This bitch just cut herself with paper.
Wait.
Not the finger crotch.
I don't have the balls to do that.
Okay, one.
How you do that shit? What the fuck, bro? That hurt me.
God, you just did that. Oh. Why? Why would you do that willingly?
Wait.
That literally just made me gag.
Not only is she being Goku with that energy, she been Usagi too.
Wait.
Did she just get the cross?
Here's some insane laws that only exist in North Korea. If you're born in North Korea, you're not allowed to leave North Korea. You're forced to live there for the rest of your life. Not only that, but it's illegal to make international phone calls. They've literally killed people for just making a call outside of the country. In 2013, they made it illegal for you to wear your hair however you want. There's only 28 legal hairstyles. 18 are for girls and 10 are for guys. But like Kim Jong-un's haircut isn't even on the chart. Unless you're a state official, you're not allowed to own a car. If you have and share any opinions that are differing from what the government tells you is okay, they'll send you to what's called an education camp, where they literally torture people until they comply to think how they think. Dude, I feel so nauseous. Here, try smelling this. What the fuck is this? Rubbing alcohol? Still feel nauseous? Actually, no. Thanks. I feel like I'm gonna throw up. Oh shit, start humming. What? Bitch! I don't have to throw up anymore. My nose won't stop running. Easy trick to clear your sinuses is hold your tongue to the roof of your mouth and then press your thumb to your forehead for like 20 seconds. Okay. It worked though? Did you know too much? Dude, I feel so nauseous. Here, try smelling this. What the fuck is this? Rubbing alcohol? Still feel nauseous? Actually, no. Thanks. I feel like I'm gonna throw up. Oh shit, start humming. What? Bitch! I don't have to throw up anymore. My nose won't stop running. Easy trick to clear your sinuses is hold your tongue to the roof of your mouth and then press your thumb to your forehead for like 20 seconds. Okay. It worked though? Did you know too much? I'm about to make a whole lot of you really upset right now, especially if you're still in school, and I'm sorry, but this has to be pointed out. We can all agree that the United States school system sucks, right? But do you know what country's school system doesn't suck because they prioritize learning and mental health over grades? Finland. You don't believe me? Okay, well, let's just compare the graduation rates, or how much homework a kid has a night, or how much break you get throughout the day. How about how many standardized tests you have to take? Or how much the teachers work versus how much they're paid? Isn't that interesting? Isn't that just crazy? Also, their college is free! One way you can make money is by going to your local thrift store or Goodwill, taking pictures of the things, and then posting them on Craigslist for a higher price. If somebody wants to buy something from you, just go to the store, buy it, sell it to them. But if the store already sold it, you can just tell the person on Craigslist that you already sold it. Always tell your job that you have kids, even if you don't, because for some reason employers tend to treat people with families better than people who are just single. And then that way, if you ever have to get out of a shift, you can just tell them that your kid is sick or something. If you ever gift somebody a gift card, make sure that you write down that card's information. That way, a year or two later, you can check the card's balance, and if they haven't used it yet, just use it yourself. It's not like they're gonna know.
My love, 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 please don't go. I love you so, my lovely.
This is a map of the weirdest town names in the United States, and it worries me. Whoever approved of Chicken, Alaska, throw them in jail. They don't deserve rights anymore. Just imagine being from Ding Dong, Texas, or Worms, Nebraska, or somebody being like, oh, hey, where you from? And you just have to be like, okay, Oklahoma. Boring Oregon and Jackpot, Nevada kind of makes sense, but everything else here, absolutely not. They named it Little Canada. Then we have Why Not and Accident, the only two places I feel like I would want to visit, and then Smartata. That was on purpose, right? 3 movie mistakes that ended up making the final cut. In How the Grinch Stole Christmas, Jim Carrey was supposed to walk over the table, pull the tablecloth, and have everything go flying. But somehow, that didn't happen, so he improvised, ran over, and pushed everything off, and it was just too good not to put in the movie. In Lord of the Rings, when Gandalf enters Bilbo's hobbit hole, he accidentally hits his head on everything. The chandelier, the low ceiling beam, and Peter Jackson thought it was just so funny, so he kept it in. In Thor Dark Worlds, Thor very casually and very politely hangs up his hammer on the coat rack, which wasn't in the script, and it sparked this whole debate online about whether the coat rack was worthy. Psychology tricks to make somebody nervous or give them butterflies when you're in a conversation with them. Say their name, okay? You know when you're in a conversation with somebody who's new and cute and they say your name and you're just like, you can do that to somebody else. There's a reason why Rihanna wrote a song about it. It's hot. Just do it. Mention something they've told you about themselves. What school they went to, what kind of foods they like. It can literally be anything. But if you bring that back up in conversation, they're gonna be like, aw, they remembered something I've said. Do I remember anything they've said? Straight up, just check them out in conversation. It's not that hard. Just do the classic, like, up-down look, but more seductive-like, and they're gonna be nervous as shit, thinking that you're interested in them, which might just make them interested in you. Insane history facts that school just didn't teach you. In 17th century Europe, it was very common for nannies to give young and teenage boys of the house handies to help them sleep at night. We used to have a plant called silphium that was an extremely effective birth control. Unfortunately, the ancient Romans just had way too much sex and the plant went extinct. Tampons were first invented in the 18th century to help stop the bleeding from bullet wounds. And they were like, okay, to help with the pain, let's put a little bit of our general anesthetic on the tampon. Except it was cocaine! They made cocaine tampons! And by the time women started using tampons, you know, for their periods, they kept the cocaine. They're like, yeah, it helps with period cramps. But like, why don't we have this anymore? Like, logically, I know why we don't, but as a person who experiences period cramps, bring it back. This is the cochineal beetle. When you take cochineal beetles and boil them, dry them, and grind them up, you get something called carmine, which is used as a food dye, and you've probably eaten it more than any other bug ever. I'm talking about Skittles, ketchup, yogurt, meat, red lipstick, and your strawberry flavored Starbucks drinks. Pretty much any food or product that uses a red dye is red from the blood of the cochineal beetle. I'm uncomfy. Adult jokes in kids' movies that you missed because you were a stupid, oblivious child. In the movie Ratatouille, Alfredo gets caught talking to Remy in the freezer, but he can't be like, oh yeah, I was talking to the rat, so he's like, oh, I'm just familiarizing myself with the vegetables. So Chef Skinner has to remind him that one can get too familiar with vegetables, if you know what I mean. Jimmy Neutron was a Nickelodeon show with too many adult jokes to count, but by far my favorite one was when Jimmy's dad came out as a little bit fruity because he sat on a banana when he was 7, and of course, it changed his life. As a kid watching The Road to El Dorado, I was like, oh my god, Shell and Tulio got caught kissing, that's crazy. But as an adult, I know that she is nowhere near his face.